Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome inside the Mattamy Athletic Center. We were just moments away from tip-off. It's our third quarterfinal matchup of the day between Vaughan Prep, the number 7 seed, and the number 2 seeded Ridley College Tigers. Promises to be an excellent matchup between these two teams. I think they match up quite well with one another. I'll be joined shortly by Anthony Gallo. I am Daniele Franceschi, holding down the fort for the moment as we prepare for tip-off. Vaughan in the blue, the Ridley Tigers, last year's OSBA finalists in the orange, as Negamba will tip against Bediaco. And Bediaco wins the tip. Negamba not making an effort at that one as Noah Wharton handles. And now here's Alex Root. And they're looking to get it inside potentially. And you see Bediaco's got inside position against Brooks. Over Brooks and off the front rim. A good defensive job there by Ryan Brooks. You just got to be disruptive. Latif to Negamba to Tyson Dunn. Wazir Latif puts it on the deck, drives. Inside pan finish, no good. Now rebounded by Bediaco, the defensive player of the year in the OSBA this season. He averaged better than a double-double, 16 and 12. To go along with a couple of blocks per game. Looking to get inside and a foul. They call the reach on Keith Tennant. Wharton inbound. Bailey. Jumper rattles around and drops. Malcolm Bailey gets Ridley on the board. Here's Negamba at the top. Dunn being overplayed by Wharton. Negamba puts it on the deck. That inside, there's Keith Tennant. Off balance, Negamba the offensive rebound. Kicks it. Tyson Dunn, quick trigger, lefty three, no good. Rebound, fighting for it, and it's secured by the Tigers. Ridley, they finished tied for second in the OSBA. 14-5 mark, an excellent season for Terry Upshaw's squad. Off the screen, Wharton, so poised. Mid-range jumper, Bediaco off the front iron. Here's Latif. Over to Negamba. Brooks, triple, no, front iron. 8:20 to go here in the opening quarter. 2-0, a bit of a feeling out process. Both teams trying to find some rhythm here in the early going. Wharton spin and lost control. It'll be Vaughan basketball. You talk about the Voyagers, there's two guys you got to key in on, and that's Wazir Latif and Ryan Brooks, both potentially playing their final high school game. They're fifth-year seniors, and a big moment for them on this stage. They got here a year ago. They lost in the quarters, and now an opportunity to upset the number 2 seed. Looked like a bit of contact there. Could have been a block, and they kick it. Negamba wide open. Off the mark. Can't find it as Wharton pushes in transition. Brooks there. And one! Noah Wharton in traffic, spinning it high off the window, plus the foul. Terrific finish. Noah Wharton. Negamba picks up the foul. These teams met just once this season. It was a win for the Tigers on their home floor, 90-83. I think Vaughan, although they're seeded as number 7, this is a matchup that can work to their advantage. And then finish inside. Brooks gets the Voyagers on the board, kisses it off the glass with the left hand. Wharton guarded tightly by Dunn. Off the screen. And Bediaco just a force on inside. That's 6'10" frame of his. Wharton, shot clock winding down. Inside of Bediaco. Both hands straight up. Offensive foul. No, he is out of bounds anyway. It looked like he hooked Brooks. Turns out it's an offensive. He's out of bounds. Back to Vaughan. Dunn. Over to Negamba. To Tennant. Latif off the double. Latif on the deck, and a foul. It's Bediaco called for the reach. for Vaughan. 10-9 in the regular season. Their best finish in the OSBA, finishing above 500. They made the postseason, as we talked about a year ago. Lost a tough one to Orangeville Prep. And there's Brooks, mid-range jumper, air ball. Here's Wharton. And Wharton runs a tight ship. There's Root. He's open. Pulls it. Got it! Alex Root knocking down the 3-ball. Good execution. Latif. Pull up 3. No. Rebound. Ridley. Here's Wharton. Oh, turning in the lane. Oh, how quick and shifty Noah Wharton. Foul on Tyson Dunn. Early substitution for the Voyagers, a couple of them, and that's Zach Vidal Henry and Reggie Williams checking in for Nagamba and Tennant. Wharton over to Bailey. Wharton, they're going to look to get that cross screen and dump it inside. No, they go to Root, who came off. There's Root, a little bit of a extension of the left hand, and he finishes. What a jumper from the left elbow. Efficient mid-range jumper. Dunn. Screen set by Brooks. Dunn loses the handle. Up ahead, Wharton lays it in. And just like that, a 10-point lead for the Tigers from Ridley College out of St. Catharines, Ontario. And that prompts an early timeout for Gus Gymnopoulos. 12-2. A good start for the Tigers. And again, a fantastic season for them. They were 10-6 a year ago. And from that, they parlayed that into a deep run in the playoffs. They made it all the way to the OSBA championship game before falling in heartbreaking fashion to TRC Academy, 74-72. And ironically, they were tied with the Wolfpack for the second best record in the OSBA this season. Of course, both of those teams had 14-5 and finishing behind Orangeville Prep, who were 18-1. Fans, we want to give you a reminder, make sure you follow Ontario SBA on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook for news and highlights, and subscribe to OSBA TV on YouTube for live games, highlights, and post-game interviews. And we've already had 2 teams punch their ticket to the semifinals. We saw Thornley take down Henry Carr just prior to this ball game, and then earlier this afternoon, TRC defeating Rise Prep. But of course, the most important story from that one, the health of Sabri Phillip. Suffered a devastating leg injury, was transported to hospital, and again, we send our thoughts and prayers to him. Ryan Brooks at the line for the Voyagers, 5th in scoring this season in the OSBA, averaging better than 21 a game as he knocks in the first free throw. Brooks, his second attempt, it's well short. Alex Root, he'll bring it up the floor for Ridley. They get it to the high post. Bediako, dribble, handoff exchange with Wharton. Oh, look at the step back from Noah Wharton. Come on now! Noah Wharton planting his right foot in the ground and knocking down the straightaway triple. That's a tough shot. Williams, Latif. Good defense. Latif in some trouble now. Williams, lefty, triple, no good. Rebound, it's Bediako on the glass. Wharton ahead. Inside, Bediako. Going to work now. Righty hook. Got it over Brooks.
Jaden Bediako with the big man move.
17-3. A dream start for the Tigers. Williams, backdoor, deflected out of play. Dunn will trigger. Brooks in the high post. Takes it strong, and he's fouled. We'll go to the line. We'll see a substitution. It's Tommy Johnson who checks in for Ridley. Brooks, first free throw is good. If you're Vaughan, you got to keep your composure. Can't let this slow start deter you in any way. You got to just stay composed and poised. It's a long basketball game. Wharton, overplayed by Dunn. He recovers. Gets it inside to Johnson. Johnson up top. Deep triple on the way. It's off the mark and will go out of bounds. So Vidal Henry will inbound for Vaughan. And you see Wazir Latif play more off the ball, something we've seen happen more frequently in the last few games of the regular season as Tyson Dunn transition. And they're going to call a travel. Looked like Brooks indeed did take a few extra steps. A good job defensively there by Ridley. It's one thing that if you're Vaughan, just don't hang your hat on Ryan Brooks trying to bully his way to the basket. They have such great interior defenders, do the Ridley College Tigers. You have to be patient. You got to execute. Johnson inside. Mismatch. Bediako makes it look easy. Drop step. Finishing off the window. Brooks has struggled here early on in that matchup. Latif on the floor. Kicks. Williams. And a foul. Alex Root caught reaching there. His hand in the cookie jar. So that's 4 team fouls on Ridley. One more, they will be in the penalty. It'll be done to trigger. They get it to Vidal Henry. Latif still held off the scoreboard here. Nearly 7 minutes into the first quarter. And that looked like there was a reach there. No call. Up ahead. Wharton, and it's stolen away by Dunn. Dunn to Brooks. Brooks inside, and a deflected pass there. He was looking for Latif. You see Ridley certainly keying in on Wazir Latif, trying to take him out of the game plan, limit his touches, and prevent him from getting hot. Dunn, 3, looks good. It is good. Tyson Dunn, the spot-up triple. It's down to 12. Wharton, good D from Dunn. He's got to be one of Vaughan's most underrated players. He has been so important and so impactful in many ways as that one hangs on the rim and won't go down. Here's Latif. Wazir Latif. Crossover. Into the lane. Kicks. Henry might have got away with the travel. Brooks thought about it. Decides not to. Brooks. Triple. Bang! Ryan Brooks knocking it down, and it's a 9-point game. You see some physicality now. Brooks a little shove there. Wharton. Corner. Johnson for 3. That's way off. Rebound secured. Dunn. Stolen by Wharton. Great anticipation. Pull up 3. Looking for a response. No good. The offensive rebound and the finish. And Anthony Dowdu on the follow. Latif inside now. Brooks spinning. Lefty, and he's fouled by Tommy Johnson. Anthony Gallo returning to our broadcast position here. 1:42 left in this opening quarter.
Sorry,
it's been a good start for the Tigers.
Oh, yeah. I was looking out. I was just completing a couple interviews back out there, and looked like Ridley was in firm control, but it looks like Vaughan's making a little bit of a run here.
Well, they've done a nice job of neutralizing Wazir Latif so far in this opening quarter. We've seen Ryan Brooks. He's been effective. He's gotten to the line. This is his 6th attempt at the stripe here in the opening quarter, and he misses. He's got to start converting on some of these opportunities, but Noah Wharton has been absolutely phenomenal. Jaden Bediako has been effective inside so far.
That's what I mean. You know, Ryan Brooks is the next biggest guy on the floor, but who can really guard Jaden Bediako right now in the post? They're looking for the switches as well.
Bediako, the kick. Wharton, the 3, on the way. Got it!
Beautifully done by Noah Warren. Another 3.
He's showing that he can. He's ready to play at that next level, man. This guy shooting the college 3 with ease. Here's Latif turning the corner and a foul. It's about time they called that. We've seen him get bumped 2-3 times now.
Looks like he's coming up grimacing right there.
Yeah.
And go back to Noah Warren's the reason he got selected second team all OSBA this year. He's been balling, to say the least. And most games that I've called, at least ever watched, he's played nearly the whole game.
So Latif in the bonus will be at the line for Vaughan. First is good for Wazir Latif. CJ Lofters in the game for the Voyagers, and second free throw no good. Rebound, Tommy Johnson. That's a big front court when you can bring Tommy Johnson off the bench and then throw him in there with Bediako.
Not only on the offensive end, but the defensive end as well.
Root thought about it. Johnson, top of the key. No good. Too strong. Rebound. Dowdu. Kick. Root. Back out to Wharton. Now Root with it. Under 10 on the shot clock. Bediako inside. Bediako and a travel. Good call.
Travel.
And this is where I think even if Ridley manages to get past this game today, I think that they play a slower style, right? They want to get it inside. That might be a challenge against some of the upper echelon teams, right? And that is certainly a challenge for them to play with that tempo, match the tempo of an Orangeville Prep, Thornley, et cetera, et cetera. Foul on the floor, no basket.
But you know what? If you fall into the pace of Ridley, it's very, very tough to beat these guys. There's a reason they were first in the West this year.
So again, Latif at the line. Ridley in the penalty here and knocks down the first. It was really the slow start for the Voyagers, and they were down 10 very early.
But you know, we've seen this. We saw this last month against a
Absolutely.
very formidable team in Thornley, and they came back in the fourth quarter with a huge surge. So Vaughan is never out of it.
Bediako lost his footing there. And Vaughan showing zone now. To the corner, Root, open. Rattles around, no good. Rebound, CJ Lofters, and he'll go to the line.
Big rebound indeed, going amongst the trees, and Johnson and Bediako.
This is not what you want if you're Ridley. You don't want to get into foul trouble, and they have put themselves in a position where we've already seen them get burned, and they're putting Vaughan at the line a couple of times late in this quarter. Lofters now opportunity to get this to single digits if he can knock down both. Lofters first at the line, no good.
That could come back to haunt them, from Ryan Brooks' missed free throws to missed free throws in general. But you see Tommy Johnson out there holding his back on the bench. That is not a good sign for Ridley.
Lofters knocks down. Look at Nagamba trying to get under the skin of Bediako. He's done a nice job so far. Like what I see from Noah Nagamba.
You got to deny Jaden Bediako on that left block down there. He loves to get to his right hand with the jump hook.
Somebody's got to be a pest.
Right.
Vaughn, somebody's got to be a pest. Deep three. Oh, my!
He's got ice in his veins.
Noah Wharton, with the clock winding down, buries the deep triple. And as we head to the quarter break, it's 27-24 in favor for the Tigers. 3 big triples from Noah Warren in that opening quarter. 12 of the 27 for the Tigers.
If he didn't already put the league on notice during the regular season, he's making it a mission right now.
Oh, yeah.
In this first quarter, he's absolutely dominated.
No question about that. What a great opening quarter for him.
For Vaughan, what adjustments do you have to make going into this quarter end?
Well, I think if they got off to a bit of a slow start, and that kind of put them behind the 8 ball. But they did a good job of rebounding, I think, for the most part, holding Bediako to a couple of made field goals inside. Continue to be physical. I think you got to find somebody to be a pest. I think you got to get that somebody who's just going to bring that energy. Wazir Latif had a quiet quarter. You don't expect that to be the case going forward. But I think in a lot of ways, trying to get the ball inside to Brooks, that was playing into the hands of Ridley. So I would try to be more aggressive. I think they have the opportunity to go and play with more tempo. So if I'm Vaughan, I'm looking to push the pace. I don't want Bediako to be able to get back in transition to be the defensive player of the year that he has been.
You know, it is tough for Brian Brooks to get down there, especially if Bediako is guarding him, right? It's just not a good matchup for him down there. But you got to find a way to get him switched, maybe in the pick and roll perhaps. You get him going, like I said, you get him in the pick and roll, whether it's a pick and roll or a pick and pop. He's shown to shoot from beyond the arc as well. So I think you try to utilize Ryan Brooks more outside of the paint, I should say.
Well, he had 1 triple in that opening quarter. Was able to get to the foul line. He's got to make them count. In games like this, discipline, defense, free throws, rebounding. Right. Pretty simple recipe. If you win the rebounding battle, you win the turnover battle, you convert on your free throws and your discipline, more often than not, that'll put you in a good position.
You know what? I would love to see, because Vaughan has some pretty decently big guards.
Yep.
You see the 3 guards in the forward on right now for Ridley. You obviously got Jaden Bediako in the middle there with Peter Moses right now. But if you're Vaughan, you got to take advantage of that guard matchup. Maybe back them down into the post and take a nice shot over them.
So Brooks will inbound. There's Tyson Dunn. Tennant. There's a double for Latif. Inside. Kick to Brooks. 3 on the way. Way off the mark.
Not a good shot. He had so much space that time, too. He's got to be kicking himself for that.
They've had a lot of success running that set there with Latif coming off and having the lane to get to the basket. But when you got Bediako parked in the key, I think if you're Wazir Latif, maybe you kind of prepare yourself mentally, okay, I'm going to kick this earlier, because if the secondary defender's there and Bediako and he's not coming out, then you got to make that pass. And the rebound, Ngamba. Latif puts his head down. Gets to the basket, can't finish. Knocked away, and here's Bediako to Wharton, to Root, trail, 3, no good. Rebound, and a travel. Definitely got away with it. There's a travel.
Great extra pass that time, though, by Noah Wharton in transition. Just unable to finish that time from beyond the arc as Alex Root.
So again, Dunn across the timeline. Ngamba, Tennant. Nice shot, Bediako fronting, and there's an offensive foul. The one thing, if you're Vaughan, don't get frustrated. Stay composed. Stay poised.
But it has indeed been a frustrating quarter and some change right now.
I think anytime you play a team like Ridley, who's so disciplined, they're not going to make many mistakes. You can't afford to shoot yourself in the foot, so you have to stay even keel at all times. I think the body language will speak volumes. You can't drop your head at all. Nice job, Ngamba fighting for it. Good fight, Noah Ngamba.
Peter Moses down there coming out of nowhere and grabbing that and forcing the jump ball.
Ngamba giving up some height there, and he was able to get his hands in there.
See this game getting a little bit more chippy as time goes on here.
So Henry comes in. Wharton to inbound. Bediako, handoff. Wharton.
It's a deadly pick and roll.
Probes into the lane. There's Moses. Off balance. Oh, he banks it in. Looked like he got away with a bit of a travel. Up ahead. Tennant.
Good job by Bediako.
Inside.
Again.
Brooks doesn't get the call, and now here's Ridley. That was a nice look inside. Bediako fronting. Fortunate to get that pass inside, and here's Bediako again. Kicking it. Over to Bediako. Mid-range. Short corner. Got it.
Beautifully done. That makes Bediako even more deadly to have that mid-range shot in his arsenal.
He had something to say to the bench on the way by.
Ridley's feeling themselves right now, that's for sure.
Dunn deep, short, rebound Moses. Wharton. The Tigers have come to play. And a lot of contact. It goes off of Dunn and out of play.
That was a scary moment there.
Brooks was coming over. He was preparing to take a charge. He's been very proficient at that.
Big deficit.
This system fits perfectly for Jaden Bediako. This is where he excels. And a point guard like Wharton, the ability to make those pocket passes, come off those screens, good reads, the pick and pop action, they're very efficient offensively. That is tough to deal with. You can see why this team made a big run last year and got all the way to the final. They are well coached. They're very disciplined. Bediako talked about, in making his college decision, committing in Santa Clara, talked about the desire to go there because of the system. The opportunity to play. And Tennant hits the three and falls on the way down. That's a big shot.
Well, I'll tell you, Daniele, they really needed that one.
Oh, they did.
Sure.
They need a lift. See if Tennant has provided it. But here's Root probing over to Bediako in the corner to Root. Root inside now. There's Bediako on the block. Turns the corner, righty hook. Oh, my goodness.
How do you stop that? How do you stop that? It's just almost impossible.
This is old school basketball. Grit and grind. Wazir, Latif, no good. He struggled.
If you're
and
Vaughan,
they continue.
I think if you're Vaughan, you should get out and try and run the ball. Try and get out in transition.
Yes. Inside again to Bediako. Talk about a guy playing with a bit of a chip on his shoulder and a travel. He changes pivot foot.
That's a tough call that time.
I like seeing Bediako animated. You and I had the opportunity to watch him at the FIBAs last year. I feel like at times we didn't see that aggression that we needed to from him. To see the energy and that animated style, that's a pleasant surprise for me. Off of Tennant and out of bounds.
What a play by Alex Root, though, to keep that in bounds.
Look at Bediako. Fired up.
He wants this one. I interviewed him back in early January, and I talked to him about going forward, like how much. Like he told me that he really, really wants to get back to the final. He said there's some unfinished business. You know, they lost on a single shot last year.
Yep.
And you could tell he's definitely motivated right now.
Inside again. Good look to Moses. Moses. Oh, strong finish with the lefty jump hook.
Everything's just going down right now for the Tigers.
We're watching, again, some old school basketball here.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
No. Tennant, nice job off the double, and he banks in the three.
Think he called it?
No, I don't think so, but he'll take it.
I think if you're Vaughan right now, you got to get it within 10 before the half.
This would make some of the old high school players from the 80s and 90s so happy to watch a game like this with a big, a dominant big,
good defense,
an excellent point guard. There's Root, deep three, no. Offensive board, Bediako, jump hook, no good. Brooks with the board.
Couple instances
Push
down
it.
there.
Push it, Wazir Latif. Foul on his way to the basket.
That all started, though, with Ryan Brooks' low post defense on the other end, able to hold Jaden Bediako down there.
Even though he got the second chance, did a good job of boxing out, getting the rebound. And Brooks will take a breather. Or it looks like he's just going to get some water.
It's not easy guarding that big man down there. That's for sure.
It's his first foul.
Knocks it down. Wazir Latif, all his points coming at the stripe so far. 13-point game. Ridley College in front. To the corner. Root inside. Bediako. Oh, that's a tough one. Good D there. That was Vidal Henry. Dunn. Spinning. Dunn. Great pass. Latif. Give me one. Got it!
Beautifully done there by Wazir Latif. Able to hit the shot finally. That's got to be a huge relief for him.
Talk about the pass. Dunn, what a feed with the lefty. One-handed hook pass Kick to the 45. Here's Alex Root. Strong screen by Moses. Root deflected, stolen. Brooks to Latif. Latif. Tennant. Jab step. Spinning. Tennant inside. Foul. And Vidal Henry will go to the line.
Vaughan is playing with a purpose right now. What a total switch it has been since, about it started in the second quarter. Ridley was in clear control, and Vaughan has just turned it up.
Good energy from the bench. Zach Vidal Henry. Tyson Dunn, what a pass. And he's a break starter. You're talking about guys who can run the floor, initiate for teammates. Tyson Dunn, that's why he's become such a focal point for this team. He's been excellent.
No problem there with the scorer's table. They had the little Mario noise go off right as he was shooting the free throw.
And it comes back to single digits just like that. How about the offensive rebound?
Oh, what
Henry misses, he gets it back. It's a 9-point game. Brooks into the lane right at Bediako. Oh, big finish inside.
What a turnaround here for Vaughan.
Physical ball game. Down to 7. Dowdu, Moses, travel.
Terry Upshaw cannot believe it.
Time out on the floor. Ridley, they're going to want to talk things over. A 7-point ball game.
What a turnaround here.
Again, alongside Anthony Gallo, I'm Daniele Franceschi inside one of the most iconic buildings in the history of North American professional sports. It's the Mattamy Athletic Center, formerly Maple Leaf Gardens, here on the campus of Ryerson University. The 2019 OSBA playoffs. And we have a good one so far. A great surge from the Voyagers here in the second.
We are getting treated now. It looked like in that first quarter that really was in clear control. But like we said, we've seen Vaughan come back from bigger deficits before. Vaughan, they're a bunch of gamers. They're a bunch of ballers. They know what to do.
Strong effort from Ryan Brooks. You have to imagine, we saw Latif knock down that 3. It was his first field goal. You imagine he'll continue to just heat up from here. So that would be some cause for concern potentially for Ridley.
Yeah, he only needs to see one go in.
That's it, yeah.
And on that previous play as well, Ryan Brooks, how he went right at Jaden Bediako. You want to see more of that from him. No fear of getting in the lane. Interesting to see here how Ridley responds. Jaden Bediako and Noah Warren have yet to sit so far in this first half. Wonder if that'll wear and tear on them and going into the late that
was going to be my next point, talking about potentially fatigue as a result of that and how much you're going to test your stamina here, right? You're going to talk about Noah Warren, Jaden Bediako. Coach Terry Upshaw is going to lean heavily on those two. They come out in a zone look here, a 1-3-1. Try to counter, provide a bit of a different look. Then they're going to, 1-3-1, mix it up. Tennant, done. Lefty, that's off the mark. Rebound, Bediako will secure. Here comes Wharton.
Good defensive possession that time from Ridley.
Wide open look. Puts it on the floor, and a foul there is done. Collides.
Hesitation that time. I thought he should have just went up with it.
Reggie Williams will come in for Tyson Dunn. That's the second for Dunn. A little bit of animosity between these two teams. Played a tight game earlier this year, and of course with all the OSBA award recipients being announced, there's a lot of talk on social media.
Specifically, Ryan Brooks felt like he got robbed this year, and he may have a point.
Travel.
Getting back to that point, I think he may have a point, but if you're gonna get mad about it, you got to prove it here in the playoffs. You know what I mean? Let him know that you missed out on the selection.
Looked like Tommy Johnson picked up an offensive foul for a moving screen. There's Reggie Williams with it. Over to Henry. Latif. Tennant. Latif to Brooks. Double comes. Brooks got him to get out of there. Brooks puts it on the deck. Takes it strong. And there's Bediako. And I don't like that shot from Brooks.
No, he should have passed that one.
Foul there.
I think we can both agree on that. Once the double comes, you got to pass it out to the open guy.
He was able to even get free and then went into another defender as he took it to the rim.
I think that's the next step in Ryan Brooks' progression. Passing out of the double team because, you know, he's going to attract a lot of attention down there in the low post.
So Wharton knocks down the first. Second at the line, no good. And, yep, over the back. Good call. Bediako reaching over.
You got to be careful there for Jaden. He's been known to get in some foul trouble sometimes.
And we're going to see a sub here. Looks like, yeah, it is indeed. And Moses is going to come in.
He deserves this rest, though. He's been playing hard all first half so far.
You see this zone look again from Ridley. Williams splits it. Williams kicks. Tennant, good look. Off the side of the backboard. It was a nice job by Williams to probe inside. Moses, lefty, no good. Rebound, fighting for it, and it's deflected out of play. It'll be Vaughan basketball. 2:46 remaining here in the opening half. Latif across the timeline, over to Williams. He'll skip it. Dangerous pass to Latif. To Williams. The three. No. Rebound. Moses.
Williams had some good looks tonight. Or today, I should say.
Wharton with it. Looking to get it inside. They get it to Johnson. It's deflected. It'll stay with Ridley. Alex Root back into the ball game. Root with it now. Off the inbounds, and there's Johnson. Johnson working against Vidal Henry, and that's a wild shot now. Fast break opportunity. Williams loses it. Latif puts, great fake. Strong to the hole, up and under for the deuce.
Oh, beautifully done there. Showing off his athleticism that time.
Wazir Latif hanging in the air and finishing on the opposite side of the rim. Johnson inside, spinning, drop step, foul.
Beautiful footwork.
Vidal Henry looked like he was in a good position there.
Foul is called on Zachary Vidal Henry as his first foul.
Johnson, free throw is good. High arcing shot, Tommy Johnson. Johnson, second, is good. Timeout for the Voyagers. That'll give us an opportunity to thank our wonderful team of sponsors and partners for supporting the OSBA. We'd like to thank Pretty River Sports and Entertainment, Crossover, Entropy Custom Clothing, Canada Basketball, and Aaron Awards and Engraving. 8-point ball game. Vaughan has recovered, Anthony, after a bit of a slow start, getting it back to single digits. If you're both teams right now, what's going on in those huddles? What's the key to have some momentum heading into the half?
Listen, I think Ridley is still in a good position, but you know what? I think they're doing fine on the defensive end. Giving up 30 with just about over 90 seconds remaining in the first half, that's not bad at all. But it's the fact that their offense is really slowed down. It seems that they're really working for the buckets now, and that's a big credit to Vaughan. You know what I mean? Vaughan has really stepped it up on the defensive end, which has led them to get back in this game.
It's a bit refreshing. You watch a lot of teams nowadays, whether it's professional basketball or college, and especially even at the high school level. It's rare to see a team like Ridley try to play that old school kind of bruising brand of basketball, but it's certainly been conducive to the skills of the players that they have on their team. I mean, I would ask what allows them to be so successful with that philosophy and that approach, but how is it in this era of kind of 3-and-D, space and pace, that they've managed to play this old school kind of brand and have so much success.
I think, they have the best of both worlds, though. They can get it down low, but they can also shoot the three, which makes Jaden Bediako so deadly because if a double comes, they have shooters around him.
Brooks behind the back. Hop step. Offensive foul on Ryan Brooks. And that's where Brooks has just got to stay more composed and under control. And this is the challenge for him against this team in particular, because size-wise, it's very balanced on both sides. It presents a challenge for him. He can't just bully his way to the basket as he's accustomed to doing. How about the offensive rebound? But Dadu can't put it back in, and that one's out of bounds. It'll stay with Ridley.
Only an 8-point game here if you're Vaughan. You want to get some momentum going in the second half.
Again, the winner of this game will take on TRC in the semifinals. They punched their ticket earlier today with a win over Rise as Wharton gets to the hole off the screen.
He is just a professional scorer. Let's call it what it is. He is so good.
So smooth. Oh, great D. Offensive foul. And you see some emotion there from Tommy Johnson.
And even on the bench, see his running mate there, him Johnson and Bediako, they got to communicate a lot. They're both the biggest guys on the team. They're both defensive anchors. And you see Jaden Bediako getting off the bench there. Shows the brotherhood that they have in and around that team.
Mateo Spencer Gomes into the game for Vaughan. Backdoor! Oh, Dadu got up and he just couldn't hang on to it on the way down.
Dadu can jump out of the gym, but
oh my,
that was high.
10-point game. Latif off the screen, poked away, fighting for it. Battle on the floor, ball loose, up ahead. Wharton, and he will lay it in calmly off the glass. It's back to double digits. Spencer Gomes, Latif to Williams, to Brooks. Brooks inside, in extra pass. Looked like a bit of contact there, no foul. Here's Root. 4, 3, 2 remaining in the half. Pull up three, rattles around, rebound, no good. And we will head to the halftime break. 42-30, Ridley College out in front of the Voyagers.
Wow, what a half. It looked like Vaughan had a good surge there midway through the second quarter and then really just locked it down defensively again. And now they head to the half with a 12-point lead.
We'll take a short break. 42-30, Ridley up 12 at the half. Don't go anywhere. Second half action coming up shortly. Welcome back inside the Mattamy Athletic Center here on the campus of Ryerson University. Second half action about to get underway between the Ridley College Tigers, ranked number 2, and the 7th seed, the Vaughan Voyagers, alongside Anthony Gallo. I am Daniele Franceschi. Anthony, we saw Ridley take control to close out the half. It's a 12-point lead right now. They've played at their pace. How does Vaughan kind of counter this kind of bruising style of basketball that Ridley presents?
Man, you gotta shut down that maestro, number 1. Noah Warren shooting 70% in the first half and scoring 19 points on that 70%. He has just been unstoppable. And of course, Jaden Bediako, it's hard for them to defend him in the block, finishing with 8 points in that first half.
And Bediako working on a double-double, working his way towards yet another one of those double-doubles. 8 and 8 in that first half, and Brooks picks up, draws the foul there. He'll get to the stripe. As you mentioned, Wharton leading the way. Tops amongst all scorers with 19 points. To go with 3 assists, and for Vaughan, it was Wazir Latif with 10 on just 2 made field goals. The rest of his points came at the foul line. And Brooks can't knock down the free throw.
That's been 3 free throws in a row now that he's missed so far at the line. He finally hits one.
Knocks down that one. Dowdu inbounds to Root. They get it back to Wharton. You see the instructions from Coach Gus Gymnopoulos, and Tyson Dunn is a full court denial situation on Noah Wharton. Do not let him touch the ball. And they get inside to Bediako, jump hook, and they call the foul on Brooks.
They just got to keep chipping away here if you're Vaughan.
So Bediako at the line. This is an area of his game that needs some improvement. It's the foul shooting, especially when you're so big and he draws so many fouls. You got to be able to hit it consistently. He gets that one to bounce in. Here's Dunn. Good strong take. Nice inside hand finish off the glass.
Beautifully done. Caught the defense off guard that time.
Got to be aggressive, and that's a great job of probing into the paint. Knifing right into the heart of the D. Finishing at the rim. Bediako over to Wharton. Off the screen from Bailey. Turns the corner. Good job by Latif cutting him off. Wharton, shot clock winding down. Root throws up a prayer. Oh, and it's answered!
Alex Root, beautifully done there that time at the end of the shot clock.
Desperation 3 goes down for Alex Root. Tough shot, and he knocked it down. Tennant, Latif, Brooks on the floor. Physical down there inside the paint. Rebound corralled by Ridley, and it's Wharton with possession. Dowdu, cash money.
That's wide open right there. Quick 6-0 run, extending the lead once more.
Wide open. 16-point lead for the Tigers. Done. Screen set off the screen to the corner. Extra pass. Tennant contested. Good closeout and balls on the floor. And it looked like it might have got away with a kick. Up ahead. Dowdu inside. Bailey! Oh my goodness!
Hung on the rim a little bit there for a little insurance policy.
Malcolm Bailey with authority.
That was a statement dunk right
Oh
there.
my, what a feed, what a finish.
Got to get himself off a poster.
Timeout, Vaughan.
Just like that, it's an 18-point lead once again, and really has taken control. It's similar to what happened in the first quarter right off the bat. It's a new half now, and they got right back to it.
Vaughan fell behind early. It was an early 10-point hole, and then they climbed their way back to within single digits. And now here we are. It's an 18-point deficit for the Voyagers. How about that sequence? And Malcolm Bailey with the exclamation point. A big two-handed flush.
Vaughan needs some answers here. You know, they got to. First of all, it's got to start on the defensive end. We've seen Vaughan have success getting quick turnovers to transition. They got to play at a faster pace here because we just saw they're obviously really getting out of transition. but they much prefer to play in the half-court style. And obviously Vaughan prefers to run out. And I think if Vaughan gets back to that, they're going to have a lot of success in the second half.
We'll see the teams come out of the huddle, and Ridley College certainly playing with a ton of confidence. The number 2 seed, last year's finalists. Looking to get back to another championship game this weekend. So Henry will inbound for Vaughan. Tennant will carry up the floor across the timeline. Gives it up to Dunn. Off the screen, Dunn. Nice cut to Latif and the layup. Good execution off the out of bounds after timeout play. As Dunn dropping a dime inside to Latif. Here's zone for Vaughan, and the 3 on the way. Dowdu, rebound secured by Brooks. Up ahead now, and Dunn inside. Good look. Henry draws defenders and a foul.
Another scary moment here. Bailey's down.
Yeah,
oh, no.
Bailey's shaking up.
Looks like he fell on that hip. Oh no. This is not good. It's good to see him get up.
You see they help him up.
Of course, we've seen already a very scary incident today. Hate to see another one. So he's going to try and walk it off here.
Good substitutions coming in for Ridley. It'll be Tommy Johnson and Peter Moses. And it will be for Bailey and Bediako as Bailey walks off under his own power, gets a nice ovation from the crowd here at the Mattamy Athletic Center. Brooks inside. Brooks trying to muscle his way in, and he does.
Good entry pass. He could do some serious work against against Peter Moses down there.
A 14-point lead for the Tigers. Coach Terry Upshaw getting Bediako a breather here, giving him a blow. There's Wharton. Dowdu to Wharton. Wharton into the lane with the left hand. Nice pass. Oh, my goodness. Great vision from Noah Wharton. Inside, Moses. Shot clock violation. Good defense there from Brooks.
Boy, that alley-oop had a potential to be something
Oh,
scary that time. That would have been wonderful.
That was terrific vision and foresight from Noah Wharton.
That is 5 turnovers now for Noah Wharton. Despite having a high point total, he has turned the ball over quite a bit.
Good hook pass. Tennant for 3. No, it's a deep one. Latif comes up with the offensive board. Does well to control it. Tennant into the lane. Up and under, no good. And now a battle for it, and it'll be a jump ball. Keith Tennant fighting in there with Tommy Johnson. It'll be Ridley basketball. They have the arrow.
There you go. Vaughan keeps chipping away here.
Here's Wharton.
Ridley can really use a basket here.
Over to Dowdu. To the corner to Root. Dowdu, the 3 on the way. No good. I think he forced that one a little bit. Nice job defensively there by Vidal Henry.
A couple of good defensive stops. Right now for Vaughan, you got to build off that.
Reggie Williams checking into the ball game for Vaughan. In for Tennant. Latif across the timeline. Williams. Latif. Latif. To the corner. Stolen. Dowdu. Wharton. Look out in transition. Wharton. Oh, my goodness. And he just can't finish.
I thought there was
great
a lot
piece
of
of footwork there.
A lot of contact on that play. It looked like his arm got hooked. Not getting the benefit of the doubt there.
So Vidal Henry will inbound for Vaughan, and Latif will bring it across the timeline. Done with it. Henry, Latif, that's the 3 he wants. Rattles around, no good. How about the offensive board? Brooks, big and strong inside. The offensive rebound and the finish.
12-point game.
And now here comes Bediako on cue. Getting ready to check right back in, the big fella.
It's good to see Bailey okay as well. He's at the scorer's table.
Root, corner 3, no good. Opportunity for Vaughan to get it back down to 10. Done. Off glass!
That was absolutely beautiful. He kissed it right off the high glass.
Smooth move by the lefty. Tyson Dunn. 51-41, Vaughan back within 10. Moses got it right at the foul line. Nice jumper.
You can live with that if you're Vaughan, however. He hesitated as well.
Latif. Williams. Latif. Skips it. Reggie Williams keeps it in. Dunn, straight away. No, front iron. Wharton. Dowdu. Moses on the floor. Moses inside. Good pass. Offensive. 3 in the key. Yeah, Tommy Johnson, got caught in the key. And Moses checks out, as does Johnson, and Bediako and Bailey back into the ball game. So Vaughan again, an opportunity to get it back down to 10. After Moses hit that mid-range jumper at the foul line, here is Dunn. Williams to Dunn to Latif. They've done a nice job on Wazir Latif today. Dunn inside Brooks. Acrobatic circus shot off glass.
Beautifully done that time by Ryan Brooks. The strength in the air.
Wow. And again, Dunn doing a terrific job of penetrating, setting up that opportunity for Brooks. How about Bailey inside the jump hook?
What injury.
I like it. That's great execution. They put the 2 guys on the block, down low. Latif all the way. No call. Inside. Brooks is stripped.
It looked like he dribbled that off his foot. 2-0.
Wharton for 3. He's short on that one. They call a foul on the floor, and it's on Vidal Henry. Looked like Latif might have got hacked on his way up on the previous possession, and then indeed Brooks did, and it appeared, dribble it off his foot.
Vidal Henry cannot believe that call. He thought for sure it would have been a defensive foul.
Nagamba back in.
Looks like there's a wet spot on the floor here. I guess they're going to try and wipe it off with their feet, but, I think a towel will be much more convenient here. Much more efficient, I should say.
Look for that high post. There it is, the post entry, the handoff. Corner 3, no. Rebound Nagamba. Latif. In the lane. Foul.
Are they going to...
It was the far side official there who made the call.
Looked like they're calling it on the floor.
It's the 3rd team foul on Ridley here in the 3rd. It's a 12-point lead for the Tigers out of St. Catharines.
I know something about that city.
Oh, boy, do you ever. Latif, quick trigger, short. Offensive rebound done. Brooks keeps it in. Brooks thought about it. Nagamba kicks it. Nice pass. Latif can't knock down the triple. He's been struggling with his shot here this afternoon.
He's been off all day, and they need him badly.
Wharton. Root. Back to Wharton. High screen. Wharton. Look how shifty. Oh, my. Oh, my. So smooth. Latif. And a foul.
That should be in the act.
Hasn't been for a lack of aggression that Latif has been
on the floor. Sorry.
Looked like he was going up on that one. That's the 4th team foul for Ridley. And again, Latif, they're being very physical with Wazir Latif. Williams inside. Can't get it to go hard off the window. And now Dowdu inside mismatch. Bediako against Nagamba. Good second double team there. Good help from Dunn on the floor. Dunn spins, loses the handle. Root up ahead. Now numbers for Ridley. Dowdu right at Brady and an off blocking foul on Brooks.
Wow, that's a tough call right there. I thought he was in good position that time.
Dowdu took it right at the big fella. Gets charged with the block. So 3 on Brooks. Dowdu at the line. First is good. Dowdu, his second, also money at the stripe. $16-point lead for Ridley. Latif. No room to operate off the screen. Good push dribble in between 2 defenders and a travel. Wow.
This is, I think Latif's got to cool it down a bit here, in my own personal opinion. He's been forcing a little bit. Probably frustrated with the lack of shots that have been falling for him today.
Brooks is going to take a breather here. And Latif maybe forcing the issue a little bit too much. But they've done a terrific job defensively against him. I think Ridley's been really, really sharp defensively. This has got to be one of the more impressive defensive performances I've seen out of a team. They've been absolutely outstanding. Here's Root. Pull up. No. Too strong. Rebound. Fighting for it. How about the second effort from Bailey? Inside. Johnson. Left hand, and he's fouled. Tommy Johnson will go to the line to shoot a pair.
Right now, this is starting to slip away from Vaughan.
Yep.
Heading into the 4th quarter, the coach has got to be telling him now, like this could potentially be the last quarter of the season. For some of them, the last quarter of their high school career.
You'd expect some more urgency, especially as the time dwindles away.
Got lucky there, a couple missed free throws.
Tyson Dunn, Reggie Williams, Nagamba, into the lane. Good take from Nagamba, and he's fouled.
You need more of that, that's for sure.
So Noah Nagamba will go to the line to shoot a pair. Kenan Lermand into the game for Ridley, and the first free throw was good from Nagamba. One more quarterfinal to go after this one. Orangeville Prep, the number 1 seed, 18-1. The Bears taking on Central Tech.
Yeah, Chris McKee and Ryan Siegel will be on that call. Me and you will be back tomorrow.
Indeed we will. Looking to get it inside. They do to Johnson. Kicks it. Dowdu thought about it. Back inside of Johnson. Nagamba bodying him up. Good D. Good D from Nagamba. And now the rebound, Nagamba. Nice job being physical. Nagamba right to the rim.
No call that
Off
time.
And a block. They will call the block.
Late whistle that time. You got to call something on that play.
To your point, a bit of a late whistle, but a nice job. I like the fact that Noah Nagamba's not being intimidated. Doesn't look afraid whatsoever of going in there amongst the tall trees. He's been aggressive and has reaped the rewards on the last couple possessions.
Looks like there's a problem with the rim here or behind the backboard. Oh, yeah, it's off its hook there, the scoreboard.
So they're going to get that corrected. They'll have to bring out the crew here at lovely Ryerson University.
Quite the facility. To be honest with you, this is the first time I've ever been here.
Well, let's while we have this moment, why don't we play some trivia? I'll give you a question.
Okay.
This building was home to the very first, I guess, official. It's recognized by the NBA as the very first professional NBA basketball game. I'm not sure if you knew that. What 2 teams participated in that game?
The first official Canadian NBA game.
Yes, sure. The very first professional basketball game played in Canada was held in this building. What 2 teams competed in that game?
I want to say the Bulls.
No.
No. Or tell me.
So this building was home, of course, to the Toronto Maple Leafs for more than 6 decades.
Right.
But it's known as being the home of the very first professional basketball game here in Canada. And it was played between the Toronto Huskies, as we've seen the Raptors wear the Huskies uniforms in the past. And they were taking on the New York Knickerbockers, known as the Knicks today.
Yes.
And that was all the way back in 1946. Whew. So there's a lot of history in this building. Opened in 1931. Again, home to the Leafs.
A lot of championships in this building.
100%. 11, to be exact, Stanley Cup championships for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
I mean,
something that the Air Canada Center, for now Scotiabank Arena, has never seen before.
I was about to say, it's been since 1967.
Right?
So my uncle was born.
But plenty of history, and it is really, in a lot of ways, a historical artifact within this city. You look at, it's just, there's so much history, and you walk around this building, the various small little artifacts from the old Maple Leaf Gardens that are still here, as well as the pictures of some of the famous performers and athletes who competed here. It's an incredible facility. And Ryerson, of course, home for their varsity clubs since 2012.
Well, let me tell you why I guessed the Bulls. So, my mom, when the Vancouver Grizzlies were doing their little tour around Canada, they played the Bulls, and Michael Jordan came to Canada, and my mom got to see him, and I cannot tell you how jealous. My mom doesn't even like basketball. She was living in Toronto for a while, and she got to see Michael Jordan. You know how, sir, I've seen LeBron James play.
Yep.
I've seen Dwayne Wade play. I've seen a bunch of great players play. But man, how can you? If you see
you
Michael
can't top
Jordan, that's a high. That would be the highlight of my life.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Lots of history here for sure.
Looks like we're ready to resume. Just a few moments as Ridley comes back onto the floor.
Minute 7 remaining in the third. Lots of time, though, for Vaughan to get back in this. Maybe the stoppage will do something for them.
Well, let's see. Nagambo's at the line, so 2 important free throws. You got to chip away possession by possession and then translate that to the defensive end of the floor. So Nagamba at the line. First free throw, no good. Nagamba, second attempt is good. Noah Wharton, he's been a spark plug. Absolutely outstanding. Very dynamic guard. And undoubtedly the leader of this Ridley team. Inside now to Johnson. Johnson going to work against Nagamba. Good drop step. And looked like Bailey might have got away with a bit of an over to the back, but he tips it up and in.
Looked like he sort of pushed Ryan Brooks' hands.
So Latif, screen set Brooks, off the screen, Latif. Crossover inside of Brooks. Looking to drop step, he does. Lots of contact, no foul. Nagamba offensive rebound, blocked and stolen away by Dowdu.
I really don't like that move by Ryan Brooks.
No.
It was almost predictable which way he was going to go. He loves to go to his right hand, and he spun off him right into the block.
Here's Wharton. High ball screen. Wharton operating. Oh my goodness. The dump off and the slam from Malcolm Bailey. What a pass. And that brings us to the end of the third quarter. Ridley in control, up 18 as we head to the fourth.
That was quite the quarter for Ridley. After Vaughan made a little run there at the end of the first half, really comes out and stomps on him really in the second half here.
I'd like to give a special shout out to Spalding. The brand new Spalding Precision Basketball is the official game ball of the OSBA, ready to play out of the box. The Precision features an Eco Grip composite cover and Eco Fiber backing made from 100% recycled material. Its responsive cushion and deep channel design offer superior control. Use what the stars of the OSBA use and get your Precision today at kahuniverse.com or amazon.ca. Spalding, true to the game. Anthony, a strong close to the quarter for Ridley. We saw them again, I think physically just overmatching Vaughan, especially inside.
Yeah, it's been quite the performance here in the second half. Really just took over, and we talked about Vaughan stopping Noah Warden. He was pretty much turned into a facilitator there. But you know what? He's just as good as that as he is at scoring. And Jaden Bediako obviously doing work down there, but I'm very impressed by Mr. Johnson down there, number 55 for Ridley. He hasn't been getting many buckets, but he's been such a defensive presence down there, and we can't forget about Malcolm Bailey, just jumping out of this gym and making his presence known.
So as we get ready to start this fourth and deciding quarter here in our third quarterfinal matchup of the day, Nagamba inbounds to Latif.
Vaughan's got to show some heart here. This is potentially their last quarter of the season. This is it.
What might be the last quarter of basketball in the high school careers of Wazir Latif and Ryan Brooks. Skip pass, deflected, and good hands there. Ridley active defensively. That was Lerman getting his hand on the pass and deflecting it. Done, deflected. Wharton up ahead, lays it in with the left hand.
Noah Wharton with the soft kiss.
20-point game now.
Latif. Brooks. Spins. Off balance. No good.
Everything
Looked like
but
he
the
forced
finish.
that one.
Yeah.
Wharton. Bailey. Dowdu. Johnson deflected. Dowdu inside now to the high post. It's Bailey. Mid-range jumper right over Nagamba. Rattles around but falls out.
That's actually a really good shot. He's got the height advantage on him. Just happened to miss that time.
Latif inside. Oh, man. It's been a rough day at the office for Wazir Latif.
It's not the way you want to go out, that's for sure.
Wharton. Bailey. Dowdu. To the corner. Lerman, nice job. Great ball fake. Puts it on the floor. Mid-range jumper. That's a great job by Lerman. Inside, Brooks might have got it with a travel. Latif, the three. Got it.
That's going to be a sigh of relief. Maybe a little too late, but lots of time to go in. Over 8 minutes remaining this fourth quarter.
Desperation mode now for Vaughan with 8 minutes to go here in the fourth. Dowdu wide open looking to answer. He does!
That's just too open.
And holds his follow through for good measure. Latif. Nagamba. Crossover. Oh, nice job, Nagamba, and he just can't get it to go. Rims out.
Still a tough shot, though.
Wharton. Get it inside to Dowdu. Dowdu spins. Oh, nice job. Side of the backboard. Looked like that was a nice shot. Oh, and he keeps it alive and over and back. Badiako will come right back in.
Johnson, a well-deserved rest here. He's fielding great for these Tigers.
They have a great rotation. They are comfortable. Everybody understands what their role is, and they execute, right? Tommy Johnson knows he's got to come in, provide energy, rebound the basketball, be a rim protector, and then give you those second efforts on the offensive end. Here's Brooks inside, loses control. Wild shot off the backboard.
It's turning into a lot of isolation ball here for Vaughan.
Here's Wharton. Bailey. Lerman. There's Wharton. Screen set, Bediako. Wharton. In and out move. Pulls it back to the right hand. Inside, Bediako lays it in as the shot clock expires.
That's just textbook right there. Beautifully done. Exactly how Terry Upshot drew it up.
Drops a dime.
This is getting way out of hand.
Tennant. drives. A lot of isolation and a foul. They're fortunate they get that foul call. 6:20 remaining here in this one. Subs coming. Brooks out. Nagamba out. Henry and Lofters in.
Right now, Vaughan needs a miracle. I think that's not too far out of the realm to say, at least.
A lot of these guys are upperclassmen for Vaughan. Tyson Dunn has one more year of eligibility remaining. If you look at some of the guys on the floor right now, obviously Latif, Tennant, Lofters, and Henry. Those guys are all playing what is likely their final high school game. And then there's a steal, a deflected. It'll be Ridley basketball. Lermand to Wharton. Lermand, open three. No. Dowdu tried to throw that one down inside Henry, and a foul. Bailey got his hand in there.
It's just so tough to get inside on Ridley. You just meet a wall, whoever's on the floor. You know, if it's not Bediako, it's Johnson. And if it's rare that they're ever off the floor together, but they're so their wings are so lengthy. And their guards might be small, but man, they are good. They are good. No Warren, just a professional scorer.
First free throw, no good from Vidal Henry. Second is good. Dowdu. And now it's Wharton. A 1-2-2 press being shown by Vaughan and their Lermond, and they hand it off to the maestro. And that is Noah Wharton. Lermond, three on the way. Oh, my.
He's just adding insult to injury right now.
Another one as Lermond knocks down the deep three ball. 5:30 remaining in this one. Tennant, three. No, yes, it rattles around and drops. Gets the shooter's touch. Wharton. Inside, Bediako. That is a huge mismatch and one.
That's just too easy down low. Jaden picking up where he left off.
Right back inside and going to work. So Henry and Lofters checking out. Nagamba and Brooks back in. Noah Warren checks out. Likely we won't see him again this afternoon. Phenomenal performance from the floor general of this Ridley team as Bediako knocks in the free throw. Nagamba, Latif, Dunn. Inside, he gets it to go, lays it in off the glass.
Tyson Dunn.
Root off the screen over to Bediako. Lermand, Bediako, mid-range jumper, rattles around for a bit and drops out. Nagamba to Brooks and a foul.
You know, I know there's still some time left, but Vaughan's obviously going to need a miracle to come back. So if we're setting up this Ridley TRC game, the intensity tomorrow is going to be, it's just going to be unreal, and it's going to be quite the game to see, let alone call. So I'm very excited for that.
Huge blow for TRC. Obviously, they won't have Phillip, so that'll be something to take into consideration. They'll have to adjust to that, but indeed, I'm with you. I'm curious as to how you defend the size, the length of this tier of this Ridley team. Excuse me.
You know, even without Sabri Phillip, let's not sleep on TRC.
No question.
They might not have the height that Ridley has, but they got some very athletic players and guys that can knock down shots.
They're the defending champs for a reason coming in.
No doubt about it. And you know what?
A guy like Francolini, in my opinion, really poses some matchup problems for Ridley. It changes things because of his ability to space the floor and stretch and knock down extra shots from the perimeter. And so it'll be fascinating to see how they deal with that.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And you know what? You said TRC is the champions last year, but I think Ridley tomorrow is going to keep their foot on the pedal and they won't let up.
Well, they want that.
They think they should be
Absolutely.
the champions. So it'll be quite the matchup, that's for sure. Of course, Orangeville and Central Tech coming up. Orangeville is just loaded with talent. You know, I mean, Central Tech, they did not have a great regular season. Able to win in, however, but, I mean, Orangeville is going to come and play. And I think Central Tech, you know, they got to give it their all to have a chance against Orangeville. I mean, any team in the OSBA, they're that good.
You're talking about one of the best team, if not the best team in Canada. So when it comes to prep basketball. And again, I think Ridley's done a terrific job defensively today. I've been extremely impressed with the job they've done against Wazir Latif and just getting multiple guys on him, different guys, changing the matchup, and then just being super physical. And the officials have let a lot of that stuff go. So credit to Ridley for being physical. And how about Bediako? Offensive rebound and the putback.
Nice ball movement here.
Tennant open three, got it.
You would have loved to see that. You would love to see more of that early on. Time is not on their side now.
Dowdu. Bailey. Lermont. Dowdu. Mid-range jumper, no good. Brooks with the board. Latif ahead. Tennant, quick trigger. No, rebound. Fighting for it, out of bounds, and it'll stay with Vaughan. Moses will come in for Malcolm Bailey.
It's not quite the game today.
Tommy Johnson will also check in.
Expect Bediako to come out, yeah. He's had a great game himself.
He was excellent today.
On both ends of the floor,
Yep.
really. Like, Vaughan cannot get inside.
Outstanding performance for the big fella. Latif, quick trigger, no. Dunn will inbound for Vaughan. They go inside of Brooks. Brooks, foul and one.
Clear foul that time.
Fouls on Tommy Johnson. That is his fourth foul.
They're in the bonus now.
Ryan Brooks shooting one.
So Brooks at the line, looking to complete the three-point play, and he does just that.
All right, you got to play for pride now if you're Vaughan. This might all be but over, but you know a lot of these players have had great careers, and they great high school careers, I should say.
And a steal as Dunn comes away with it, and bobbles it, gets it back.
I was just gonna say they've set themselves up good for the future.
Nagamba puts it on the floor. Good kick, extra pass. Brooks loses it. Should have swung that. Ahead, Lermand. And it'll stay with Ridley.
Looked like Ryan Brooks, when he fell, ran into Alex Root. Looked like he was hobbling a bit, but running back down the floor. Looking okay.
So we'll try it again as Root will inbound along the end line. And again, another kick.
Playing soccer or basketball out here?
Good hand-eye coordination from Dunn. Tommy Johnson on the block. Oh, looked like he might get away with a quick kick. Lerman, step back, corner three, no good. Rebound, Dunn, and it's Nagamba who comes away with it. Up ahead to Latif. Hook pass to the corner, three on the way, no. Tennant can't get that one to go. Johnson with the rebound. 2 minutes to go in this one, a 19-point lead for Ridley. Root, nice hustle there by Tennant.
Tennant not giving up, giving his all still. Good hustle.
So Ridley with the possession arrow in their favor. Inside to Tommy Johnson. Johnson, drop step, good D. Brooks, offensive foul.
Could have been called to travel as well. I thought it looked like he got off that pivot foot, but regardless, possession Vaughan.
And there goes Tommy Johnson. He fouls out, so Bediako will come right back in.
So much for a rest, eh?
That was a short break there for Bediako.
If anything, you just fear injury here near the end, playing him in these garbage time minutes. But you never know.
Brooks. Nagamba. Latif, three on the way, short.
Foul is called on Tyson Dunn. That is his third foul. Team foul number 3.
Looks like Nick Dodson's going to get his first action of the game here.
Lermand and a steal. Tennant pushing it up the floor. Inside Nagamba, nearly blocked from behind, but he got the layup. We have a substitution.
Nick Dodson going to see his first action of the game.
1:18 remaining, 80-63. Dodson and a steal.
Not a good way to
Tennant
end the game.
for three, no.
No, Warren's at the scorer's table again.
All right, and they're going to put Wharton in for Moses.
Nope. Wait. Yep. Interesting move here by Coach Upshaw. You think it is out of hand now. It's all but done, but to put his star players back on the floor, I don't know about that one. Looks like there's more problems with the rim here. Oh, just the padding.
The official just fixing the stanchion.
Last foul is on Keith Tennant. Fourth foul.
Root. Crossover. We'll try to get it across the timeline. He does. Guarded tightly by Tennant. Off the screen, Nagamba, and a foul. Offensive foul on. It was on Dodson.
Foul is on Nick Dodson. That is his first foul.
Here comes Dunn. Latif. Dunn, three. Short. Nagamba right there to collect it and throws it down. Noah Nagamba, the two-handed jam. The offensive rebound and then throwing it down. Deflected, and it will stay with Ridley.
Another timeout coming here.
Timeout, Ridley.
42.2 seconds remaining, and what are your biggest takeaways from this game, Daniele?
I thought Ridley did an excellent job. I thought they were well prepared. They came out, they executed, they have a game plan, they understand who they are as a team. They've really, you saw the brand of, it's just a really tenacious brand of basketball.
They played at their pace.
They did. They played their brand of basketball. Yeah. I think it's that kind of that grind out, make it tough, be physical. They were one of them, and I think defensively they were excellent. Just fundamentally sound. Great job of keeping guys in front of them. And then, of course, you have such great length. And they were so proficient rebounding the ball. And it was an impressive performance from this team that's looking to get back to the final. Again, they set up a rematch with TRC from the final from a year ago. It's gonna be a terrific matchup.
You know what I was super impressed with Noah Warren today? He scored 19 in the first half.
Yep.
But he became more of a facilitator in the second half. You know, we're gonna get him in a post interview, and I'd love one of us to ask him, you know, how important is it for you to get your other guys involved? He's a great scorer, but at heart I think he's a true point guard, and you see an offensive foul here.
I would agree with you. I mean, I think that's one of his greatest attributes is the ability to just control the game, to be so poised at all times, and that's why it's I think Ridley, a lot of their success over the past couple of years can be attributed to having such a, you know, they might not be the best duo in terms of sheer talent, but Warden and Betty Acko in terms of just how composed they are, and then the balance that they present and the versatility, because to your point, Warden can be that facilitator, but he can also score the ball when you need it. And then you have Betty Acko, who is a defensive player of the year for a reason, but not just that, he's going to score the ball when you need it. So it's the versatility along with everybody kind of knowing their role. That's what makes them a championship caliber team. Inside, and a lot of contact there, no foul. Wharton will dribble across, and they'll dribble it out. So Ridley College come down to Toronto. They make the trip from St. Catharines across the QE, and they pick up a big win to start off their weekend and set up a rematch in the semifinals against TRC Academy, the reigning defending OSBA champs. This one's a final, 80-65. The Tigers take down the Voyagers.
Great game. Great game. For Ridley, I should say. And if you're Vaughan, you know what? They started out the season not too good, hovering around 500, and then they pushed it really at the end of the season there. And, you know, some of them are going to leave, but all in all, they had a great year.
Tough day for the seniors for Vaughan. Ryan Brooks, Wazir Latif, CJ Lofters, Keith Tennant, Reggie Williams. A tough day, a tough way to end your high school career. But Ridley College moving on, and we're down to one more quarterfinal matchup. After this, it'll be Chris McKee who will have the call for the fourth and final quarterfinal matchup of the day between Orangeville Prep, the #1 seed, and the 8th-seeded Central Tech Blues. On behalf of Anthony Gallo and our production staff, I'm Daniele Franceschi. We thank you for joining us this afternoon. Enjoy our fourth and final quarterfinal game from the Mattamy Athletic Center.